Yeah, that's going to be, that gets into logistics and gets into the contract. Those are terms in the contract. Yeah, as far as quality, expectations, that's what the insurance is for. So, yeah, like if you have a reefer of fresh beef going to Mexico and it gets over there and it's all rot and stinky and because the reefer broke down in transit, well, the insurance would cover that. That's why it's important to have insurance. Absolutely.
And didn't you mention like vitamins going to Japan?
Mhm.
They don't have, there's different, they wouldn't be
Regulations.
accepted, so. Is
Yeah.
that coming here, or is that in, where does that come in?
As far as the requirements, or what's the question?
Would that be part of the letter of credit? That,
No, that's other documents.
Other
Again,
doc-
this is for payment. Okay.
Just the financial?
Yeah, you're talking about entry requirements, and yeah, you have to comply with their FDA equivalents in Japan, or if it's Mexico, Secretaría de Economía, or wherever it may be. So, yeah, that's a logistics issue. Yeah, you don't want to make that a requirement for payment, because it's probably still being hashed out locally. Maybe you're shipping them something other than the final product, or what I mean. Does that help though?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's logistics.
These codes, are they located somewhere? Is there a book?
Yeah, the UPC 600. Yeah, and I think it's even referenced in the documents there. They had, it's been simplified. Yeah, it's UPC, originally it's 500, now it's UPC 600. Again, it's international banking adopted standards, UPC. You probably even have a copy of it.
Regarding the quality assurance that you were talking about, some customers would require from you third-part certification that goes over and take pictures and verify every single, if you sign, for instance, a protocol in between. So once the goods are loaded, or actually before the truck is loaded, they check that and they send it to customers, and also send a report, because that way, at the moment that the truck is leaving and the report is in their hands, you're done. And probably one of the requirements in this letter of credit could be to have the certification.
Of inspection.
And that company have their own insurance, you sue them.
Well, no, there's going to be like Lords of London for damages and stuff like that. But you bring up a good point, Alex, and that is if you're wearing the buyer hat, then you want to put more documents into the requirements of the LC, and one of them, if it's really important that you have the right quality of product, then you have a certificate of inspection part of a required document to be fulfilled as a fulfillment of the LC for being paid. You see some money. So it goes both ways. So depending on the experience of your buyer or seller, they might not know these little details, and they just put everything out wherever you want them. So
Do customs brokers offer third-party inspections?
Sometimes yes, but the best thing for you to avoid that is that you, during your negotiation with your customer, it's better if you go and negotiate a quality protocol in between. So they have to know exactly how is in this case, if you produce something, your production process, what is we cover there, what all this you are really able to accomplish and what not. You have to tell them exactly where are you standing on and negotiate before that. That way you sign a protocol in between the both parts, and he already knows that some products on the process will not meet exactly the best quality he is expecting, but he's gonna accept it anyways because it's been negotiated before. So by the time the goods go over there to their warehouse, they're gonna check everything, and they're gonna see if the good is accomplished with these parameters. And if it does, you won't have a problem. But sometimes, I have some picky customers that even though you sign a protocol, he wants he doesn't want the whole load. And probably it's just a few of the product that is not good. So you can ask them to pay whatever is okay. And even if, mainly if you are not dealing with letter of credit, because if you're dealing with letter of credit, the best thing with that is that you get paid by the time the goods are leaving the port, and you present the documents at the bank. But if you are not dealing with letter of credit, sometimes the customer could be picky, and he may don't want to pay the whole load, even if just a few of them are not good. So it's better if you sign a protocol before.
Do you have experience with collections, documentary collections? This is the in-between of this might be something you might want to start working with as far as if the LC is a little too expensive. This is what I always recommend here against payment. And the logistics company acts as the referee, if you may, of releasing the products at that point. It's no longer the bank. It's the logistics company. So it's, there's a collection. It's called documentary collections. If you guys remember Gary's presentation, that's who you would talk to, either logistics provider, and I would recommend staying away against acceptance, unless again it's open account. That's the only time you do it acceptance. Again, they're signing and saying yes, we have the shipment, and you already have an open account terms arranged with them. That's the only time you would really do this, because if you do this by mistake, you've just given them the product and you're just hoping that they pay you. Okay? So here is again, they actually have to provide the money before it's released. And that's a collectionary documents against collection. Against payment, again, I talk about here. Again, sometimes they're worked in conjunction with the bank, similar to an LC, but it's initiated through your logistics company, and sometimes it's also initiated with the bank. It's still a relationship with the logistics company. So I'm going to speed through these here. I'm running out of time. This is, I think we already talked about open account. And the last exercise that I'm going to just pass out, this thing with resetting, it turns off to cool off real quick, as we've been experiencing. And just to test your knowledge a little bit here about what I've covered so far. And it gives you a couple of scenarios, and you're going to provide the best options on how to facilitate that payment based on the information that you have there. Kind of read through those, take a minute or so, and then we'll kind of work on it together. Well, I guess because of our time limit here, we'll just do it out loud actually. U.S. company, as you can see, we got 7 options here for payment, anywhere from cash in advance, credit cards, LCs, documents against payment, and then open account terms. So the first one, we have a U.S. company selling goods worth of $50,000 to a new buyer in Colombia, and you'll get a little bit more insight from Marianne and Martin as far as country risk, but what would be the best payment option for that Colombian buyer? This is first time. Does everybody agree? Yep. Unless it's a large 50,000, it's probably justifiable to do an LC confirmed. LC, you can probably do number 4 as well, right? Irrevocable.